Hello everybody. I'm trying out different microphone settings today and I'm trying to make this video as quickly as possible. We're going to draw two people, one more like a beginner level with using color pencils person, almost anime style. That would be the beginner level, and then the second one would be still beginner level but more. We're going to give it more anime. I'm going to post a picture so that you kind of know more or less what it's going to look like. I have my pencil, my eraser. Remember, I don't sharpen my pencil that much. And before I draw, I like to imagine how much what I'm going to draw is going to take up. So I kind of draw with my hands on the paper. I imagine that the face would be about this big and I'm leaving space for the hair. Whenever you're drawing anime, you have to leave a lot of space for hair. Also, I'm not going to draw the whole body because this is beginner level. I'm just going to draw the face, the eyes, amazing hair, and some part of the clothes. The easiest thing would be to draw a letter U, but I'm going to draw two people. So that means if this is my paper, half will be used by this person. I'm going to draw a letter U going from here to here, maybe about this low. So I'm going to try and hit these 3 points. At times you're also going to hear the air conditioning kicking in because this is summer when I'm recording this. But look at this. I'm going to try and make it a letter U. There's a problem though. Sometimes in my videos I say you should draw a letter U, but you know that the letter U would usually be more like this. But real people might not be able to fit in a whole face inside of an actual letter U. You have to open it up a bit more. If you find that this is your case, it doesn't feel right, you can add more. I like to add more before I erase lines. Now I think that I like it more. So now I can erase this and it's looking a bit more symmetrical, meaning this side is a bit the same as this other one. I like that. I think I like it so far. It doesn't have to be perfect. On the other side, this is if you are trying this for the first time, but on the other side, look at this. I'm going to try and do the same letter U. I graph this measurement and I put it right here. I copy it. I transfer it. This one, I transfer it. Remember, I don't grab my paper and twist it. I'm trying to leave all of this paper facing forward without moving it around. I'm going to graph same measurements and I transferred it. Doesn't have to be super mega perfect because this one, we're gonna make it look a bit more pointy like they do in anime. So right here at the bottom where I imagine the chin or the jawline, this is the chin. The jaw would start towards the bottom. If this is the half, we have to go lower. So I would start by drawing one dot over here. Remember, not half, lower. And I'm just going to draw a straight line from here to here. See that? I connected. I transfer this dot over here to this side. Watch out, if your line ends up going inwards like this, you erase that. It's better if your line goes a little bit to the outside or if it's straight. Now that I have a straighter line, I can connect these two at the top. This one from here to here, connected at the top. See, now it's looking a little bit better. This is a different style. On other videos online or on books on how to draw anime, you might see other techniques. And I have not always enjoyed those, using those other techniques. Sometimes I just want to sit down and start drawing. But this, it's making a bit more sense to me, and this is the way that I would like to teach you, because I think it's easier, especially for people that are barely starting to experiment with anime drawing. Okay, I like these. Now let's work on drawing the nose and the mouth. Within anime, the smaller the mouth and the nose and the lower they are here, the bigger the eyes have to be, and that means the younger the person is. It's just a stylistic or a aesthetic choice that they make. I'm just gonna do one little arrow that's pointing to the left. One little arrow. See that? I can erase it. Try again. Different cartoons, different animes are going to have different styles of drawing mouths and noses. But just try an easy one. Tiny little arrow pointing to the left. Over here, I can just draw a little tiny little bump. That's it. It doesn't have to be anything special. It can be a straight line and then a little bit of your bottom lip right here at the bottom. Now let's work on those eyes. I'm noticing that the eyes will have to take up a lot of space. I was mentioning that because this is going to be a young person. If they are more grown up in anime, then the eyes will tend to be narrower. But I can use up all this space for eyes. I'm not going to start measuring here. Leave this area alone, leave this area alone. Look, upper eyelid, doesn't have to be perfect. Bottom eyelid, it's smaller. And you know what? I leave this whole area alone and I transfer it to this side. It doesn't quite look the same. Sometimes it even helps to step away from your paper. I'm always drawing away from the paper. I don't start breathing on top of that paper. It feels nice, everything looks amazing when I'm drawing close to the paper. And then when I step away from it, everything's crooked. So that's why I don't twist the paper, I don't get up close to the paper, I'm not breathing on top of the paper. See, now that's looking good. I'm gonna try and do that over here. Bottom eyelid, upper eyelid. More or less. You can even get more technical with it. See this space? It's like on the center. I can fit in 3 eyes, 1, 2, and 3. It would look really weird. So do it only if you want a weird drawing. Now from here, I'm just gonna draw a letter U going all the way. Maybe not all the way. If you want to, leave a little space down here. Look, from here to here. Letter U. See how I started, and I wanted to make that line going down and straight and then connect it to a U. Again, not perfect. I grab this measurement, put it over here. I don't go bigger, I don't go smaller. Down to here more or less. Straight, 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 and then turn it into a U. Straight, straight, straight. Connect it with the letter U. Over here, let's make it harder. It's less like a U, more like an oval, and the top is covered by the top eyelid. I try this again. It's only one section. Sometimes drawings in anime will make it look as if they are cross-eyed. And that means that they are facing forward. Sometimes the drawings look like they are cross-eyed, but it works. It doesn't look bad, it works. Okay, over here, let's not forget about ears. Sometimes we feel very self-conscious about drawing ears. Look at this, they're sticking out, that's fine. How am I comfortable with drawing big ears? Because I have seen the work that the artist did for Dragon Ball GT, and the ears are super big. They're taking up about half or more than half of the face. They're huge, and it works. Again, it works. So I think of it as a letter C, and you transfer the measurement. Sometimes you get so good at it that you no longer need to measure with your fingers. You just measure with your eyes at one when you get really good at drawing. Okay, over here, more letter U. This is going to be a huge light reflection when the sun or a lamp is reflecting on your eye. That one's different. But which one do I like the most? I think I like this one more. I'm gonna copy this one. So erase the one you don't like, keep the one you like. And then over here, big circle, little circle, big circle, little circle, big circle, little circle. These are all light reflections. They make everything extra fancy. And then your pupil, all of this is the iris of your eye. Your pupil should be one long oval that's hiding. This one is supposed to be black. I'm not coloring with my pencil. Pencil colors gray. And I don't like to do a job twice. I don't like to make it harder. I don't like coloring, actually. So, look, if this is a boy, let's imagine this is a boy. Yeah. This boy will have simple eyebrows. Look at this. Above the eye, like that. Easy. Easy. Above the eye. Remember? You can kind of check to make sure that the measurements are fine. See how this eyebrow ended up on this edge? It's fine. This one didn't. It's fine. Nobody's going to know. Let's add eyelashes. If this is a boy, we don't have to add eyelashes, but we can add the top eyelid. We can make it darker, thicker. See, leave this alone. You don't have to even do this right now until we're coloring. This is what I'm gonna do over here with the girl. I'm going to make it more advanced. I'm not adding a bunch of details yet because I'm going to go in. What was this? This one's a longer eyelash, and then this one, and then this one. They're going in that direction. Okay, I'm not adding details until I start coloring. And then for the head, I like to draw the forehead first. Remember that there needs to be a space between your eyebrows and your hair. I like to leave about 2 or 3 fingers. I start in the center. Center, make it round, bring it back towards behind the ear. It's a little bit too short. This is what I mean. I didn't like that one. I'm gonna fix it. There we go. I left it more open. There we go. It's looking weird. That's okay. It's looking weird. But that's okay. Okay, see, there we go. That forehead needs to be big. And make it round over here. You can even make it like this without this dip. There we go. Okay. I like what I'm seeing. Now let's work on the top of the head. I go back to the center. I start at the center, bring it from here to behind the ear, make it round. Remember, I'm not turning my paper to make it comfortable for my hand to move. This is a little bit uncomfortable, and that's fine. I'm not twisting that paper. The paper stays like this so that I can find any mistakes I make right away. Look at that one. Oh, that side was really good. Okay. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but that one was really good. Okay, I do this. So my students complain they don't like this part because it doesn't look pretty, and then they say, she looks like a boy, she looks ugly, and it's fine. This is not their final form. We're going to add more details. This is just part of the process. Below the face. Maybe we can follow this. Below the eyes, follow that line. Oh, it doesn't work on this side. It's not symmetrical. Okay, more or less. Sometimes the drawing lets you know if you did it wrong because it feels or it looks wrong. You know you didn't hit the style if you draw a neck like this. It just doesn't. It doesn't feel right. So if you know you can draw better or the mistake you made can be fixed, just fix it. That's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you know you can fix the little tiny thing, then just fix the little tiny thing. Shoulders, they have to be laying down. Look at this. Down. Make sure they are about the same length. And then this one too. From here now, look. Shoulders, they're gonna go down. Make it round here at the edge and then bring it down. Round, bring it down. Round and bring it all the way down. This is the easiest way to draw clothes. Look at this. 1 and 2. Now they are not cold, they're wearing clothes. Look at this. I draw parts of the t-shirt. Look at this. I'm gonna do this, make it extra fancy. Look at this. I can draw it as if it was a t-shirt, but look, letter U, or like a letter W, bring it up just a little bit, and then connect it. Now that it's sticking out like this, it's looking cooler. Like real clothes. Remember, I have to go down here and then make my way over here so that it can be a bit more symmetrical. What happens on this side can happen on this side too, right? And I go above. Cool. Nice. I can add buttons. You can do that on the boy side too, that's fine. Look. Button, button, another one. And now, it's like those Henley t-shirts. He's got one of those. Look. If you have enough space so that you can see maybe the armpits, you can draw those. If not, then not. Okay, let's draw some hair, and then on the next video, I will teach you how to color it. Let's draw some bangs. We can leave it like this and have this girl having a ponytail, that's fine. But again, you can leave it like this, or go to the side, make a jump, and you land here. And then you come back up. It's going to be like a letter C. This is going to be the action. I practice it before I draw it, and I make my way towards the ear. Some will be bigger than others. Okay, watch. Up, down, up. See, that one ended up being smaller. Here's another one. Here's another one. I'm making my way over here. Connected. See how they began to get smaller and smaller. Over here, I jump again, but now it's going to be not facing or curving to the left, it's going to be curving to the right. Look at this. Here, remember I'm going to land over here, make my way there. If these are all bangs, they continue out here. Look at this. If these are bangs, they continue out here. They're adding volume. And because her hair is parted on this side, this is where the hair jumps out more. Jumps out more. We can erase all of this. We don't need to see it anymore. Okay. We can have short hair. Still looks amazing and cute. Look at that. Going out. Like in the tip, the end will be like a feather. You can add hair clips, bows. Oh no, oh, cute little braids. What is it? Kind of like pigtails out here. I'm gonna do that. Okay. It's jumping. It's a little bit pointy. Sometimes they will do like a straight edge out here. That looks cute too. When I was younger, I was learning how to do my own hair, I liked to copy hairstyles from anime. Because not everybody was doing that. Look at that, that looks good. If you want longer hair, you can always do that. Long, straight hair is easiest to draw. Look at this, just straight lines. Done. Done. If you want to make it more fun, I'm showing you different ways of achieving cool hairs. Cool hairs. Cool hairstyles. I like that. Okay. I'm going to leave it like that. The boy can stay like that because sometimes boys will have a very, very, very short hairstyle like this. They might also have bangs covering part of their hair. They might have a little bit of longer hair here at the back, spiky hair. Well, if you were repeating this, you can do that for the boy. What else? I'm going to try and do some bangs, but maybe easy ones, right? This is the easy side. I'm going to start over here on this side. I'm not making a jump. Look where I start. I just go down, look. And I'm going to make each of these strands of hair big. Big. And I make my way down to here, remember? Another one. This one's skinny, and this one's big. This one, back to here. I can have more hair sticking out on this side. And I'm just going to make it round. Make it round. Done. Erase what you don't need to see anymore. That one's easy. If you're feeling like adding more hair here at the bottom, you can do that too. That's fine. I might leave it like this. Okay, that's it for this video. I'll see you at the next one. I'm going to start coloring that. This one with color pencils. The other one with markers. See you next time.